Hello, it is Friday, July 25th, 2025. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Friday crossword, which means we're going to be solving a themeless crossword. It looks like a reasonably open grid, a themeless, possibly punny and misdirecting crossword. We'll find out if that's the case. And today's possibly punny edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Kathleen Quinn, Quotidiophile, and, as always, the indomitable Shoalmaster and the indefinable Charlie Paget. Thank you so much to the four of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, without whose support this channel would not be possible. Thanks to them, and thanks to everybody who supports the channel at any level via Patreon. If you'd like to help out the way that they do, you can head to patreon.com/dailysolve or click the description field link where you'll find bonus videos available to patrons. And for benefactors like those four I've mentioned, there's the Let's Check the Crosses official mug. Thanks again to everybody who helps out in that way. All right, let's get on to today's crossword, a debut construction by Fritz Jünke. It's a Friday crossword, as I say, so themeless, possibly punny, maybe a bit of misdirection in there. We'll find out. And it was edited, of course, as always, by Will Shortz. Let's start solving. All right, interesting. Look at that. Every black cell in the grid is arranged into one of these T patterns at various rotations. Interesting. Okay, whack to the head in slang. Don't know. Noted doomsday prepper. I don't know offhand. I don't know if this is meant to be someone currently or someone sort of famously from the past. I don't know. Prognosticators shout. I know. I don't know. Something about knowing what's going to happen. I don't know what the answer to this is. Game played on a grass or dirt court. Bocce? Solving Wordle in 5 guesses, colloquially. What? There's a colloquial term for solving Wordle in 5 guesses? I'm a little bit skeptical about that. It must not mean specific to Wordle. It must mean that kind of thing. So what, sort of edging something just in time? I don't know. It's not going well so far. Occasion to brush up together. I don't know. Weird Al Yankovic's Straight Blank Linwood. I don't know the specific song, but it sounds like it's probably a parody of Straight Outta Compton. So I'm guessing it's OUTTA, Outa. Does that help me with this? Solving Wordle in 5 guesses, colloquially. I have no idea. Meat and potatoes, e.g. basic or fundamental meat and potatoes. Don't know. D8 pieces in Dungeons and Dragons, e.g. I assume these would be dice. Are there 8s? Yeah, you have 8-sided dice because they have triangular faces. Something dice. This is not going well for me so far. Gain competitor. I mean, I assume this is a product. Gain. What would that be? Is that a detergent or something? Gain. Sort of sounds like that. They often have short one-word names. Organization that may allow religious headwear in pictures. TSA? In pictures. DMV? I don't know. Issa, okay, this is wrong. It seemed like it was going to be, and it is. Issa of Insecure's Issa Rae, who created that show. A good show. Okay, when squirrels may thermoregulate by splooting. I don't know. This is catastrophic. It's for me so far. Don't attract attention to yourself. Be something. Reduced demand for refrigerated trucking in a way. It cooled. There's less demand for refrigerated trucking because, the ambient temperature is lower. Yikes. Okay, where did I leave off with the acrosses? Let's go back to wherever that was. Attention magnets, say. Attention magnet. A someone, I don't know, a narcissist or something. I don't know. Like Queen Elizabeth, but not Queen Camilla. Regnant? Like Queen Elizabeth, I guess either Queen Elizabeth the First or the Second was, Queen regnant. She ruled in her own right, whereas Queen Camilla is the, consort of the regnant, currently a king. Meat and potatoes, e.g. I don't know what that's about. Solving Wordle in 5 guesses colloquially. I'm very curious about this. Sorry, this is the toughest start to a puzzle I've had in ages. H to the Hellenes. That's eta, Greek letter, right? TV program with its time of day in its name. Time of day. Morning, afternoon, night something? Night. Sometimes night is spelled that way in commercial contexts. Solving Wordle in 5 guesses colloquially. What? Global auction house, eBay, probably. Oh, a bogey? Oh, right. Is this... It's a golf term. Is that when there's when you're one under par or something, I guess? Because in Wordle, you still have one guess left at that point. Not really sure. I think that's probably something like that. Yeah, maybe it is bocce. Game played on a grass or dirt court. When squirrels may thermoregulate by splooting, heat something? Oh, a heat wave. Oh, right. Okay. I actually don't know what splooting is. I'm sure I've encountered that word before, but I don't remember what it is. So then what's this? TV program with its time of day and its name. Night. I don't know. Meat and potatoes, e.g. D8 pieces. Yeah, right. They're 8-sided, so they're octagonal. This is definitely, that's definitely correct. I don't know. Noted doomsday prepper. Meat and potatoes. Oh, are they just nouns? Is that all it is? Wow. Okay. TV program with the time of day in its name. Oh, maybe it's late show. Is late a time of day? I guess so. I would not call it that. That feels wrong. Maybe then this doesn't look right either. Oh no, octahedra. It is right. Yeah, plural of octahedron. Okay, no, that is correct. So noted doomsday prepper. Oh, Noah. Oh, hilarious. Okay, so it's I guess neither really a current day figure nor a sort of historical figure, but rather a figure from religious scripture. Okay, so don't attract attention to yourself. Act normal. Right, there we go. Okay. So it's finally all happening here. So gain competitors era. But these both do sound like detergents, don't they? I bet that's what they are. Organization, it is the DMV that may allow religious headwear in pictures. That makes sense. Reduced demand for refrigerated trucking in a way. I don't know what that's about. Extra large storage unit. Rough digs. Something to do with digs, maybe as in a home, a place you live. I don't know. How one lives in the face of an inscrutable future. I mean, however it is, it's how we all live, technically, I suppose. Future is indeed inscrutable. How one lives in the face of an inscrutable future, I don't know. I guess if anyone does know, let me know, because it would be helpful. Just generally. Planted oneself. You sat. Harmless growth. What? Some kind of benign, harmless growth. I can't believe how difficult I'm finding this. Spanish diminutive suffix could be ito or ita. Sometimes has 2 of them. Syllables. Oh, is this... Oh, no. Never mind. It's not. So this is still that. sometimes has two of them. Silent E's, I guess. Yeah, that must be right. Okay. Illicit decampment. Lamb, like you're fleeing, you're on the lam. You've decamped, you've left. One of many in a trend line. Period satirized in Dr. Strangelove, the atomic age or era, I guess. Yeah, I'm not sure which. Either one seems like it would work. Sheer quantity of awesome. Is it epic something? Epic sheer quantity. I don't know. Your request is denied. Nice try? That would be a sort of way to say, nope, not happening. Eponym of the AL batting title award. That's the American Leagues. That would be a baseball thing. So eponym, I don't know. I just have no idea. I mean, it'll be a baseball player's name. One of many in a trend line. Don't know. Word derived from the Greek for headdress of Persian kings. Interesting. Tiara? I mean, it would fit in 5 letters? I don't know. Log. I assume this will mean log as in a record or to record something. It could be a noun or a verb. Enter. You enter the data. Epicness. Ugh. It's a disgusting sounding word, but let's see. First color, okay, that doesn't look right. First color that babies can see after black and white. Yeah, it doesn't look correct. Although ending with an R, interesting. Could it be red? I'm a little bit unsure about all of this, actually. Oh, this is fine. Let's put this back in and see if that helps. Log. Annal, like the annals, in the sense of a kind of, recording of information, maybe. Heavenly figure in German. Engel for angel. Okay, that's actually looking good. And this is the atomic age, yeah. Okay, that's fine. Your request is denied. Huh. I don't know. Brood. If you stew over something, you brood over it. Stew is what I wanted the meat and potatoes to be. One of many in a trend line. Oh, a data point. Right, that should have been more obvious. No can do. Your request is denied. So Karoo, I guess, is the eponym of the AL batting title award. All right, fair enough. So red is the first color babies can see, and then epicness, I guess, is the sheer quantity of awesome. 1968 live folk album, probably, I actually don't really know Arlo Guthrie very well, but I assume it's Arlo by Arlo Guthrie. That sounds likely. Okay, antibacterial product introduced in 1948. I wonder if this is a brand name or a generic term for the category of thing that this is. I'm not sure. Something soap? Dial soap? I don't know. Flashpoint. One that can put a meal on ice. Sizzling hot. Could it be that straightforward? It's off limits if you 59 across. Abstain as suggested by the black squares in this puzzle. Oh. Teetotal? Can you use that as a verb? I thought teetotal was an adjective, as in he's teetotal. He doesn't drink. But maybe you can also teetotal. Yeah, because I guess they say you could also say he's a teetotaler. Which, yeah, again means you don't consume alcohol. Okay, so this has a theme. We have a sort of themed Friday crossword. Interesting. Abstain is suggested by the black squares in this puzzle, yeah. We've got T's all over the place. Teetotal, which was the first thing I noticed about the grid. Okay, so then what was this? It's off limits if you 59 across. Ale, maybe? You wouldn't drink that if you were teetotal. West, who said, I generally avoid temptation unless I can't resist it. Mae West, classic quipster. Flashpoint, question mark. I don't know. One that can put a meal on ice, a polar bear, perhaps. 1970s How Ketchum TV series. Whoa, I do not know what that is. How Ketchum. I have no clue what that refers to. I don't know. Become acquainted virtually to meet someone. World capital next to the Sarawat Mountains. Sana'a, probably. So what's the flashpoint? Oh, is it an aha moment? One of three keys to a PC reboot, right? I mean, this doesn't really reboot a computer anymore, but it once did immediately, which is Control-Alt-Delete. Now it sort of brings up a screen from which you can possibly do that. Shrub with a staghorn variety. Sumac, maybe? 1970s How Ketchum TV series. What does this mean? Oh, is it Columbo? Oh, right, okay. I've never seen this phrase before, how Ketchum. I suppose this is meant as a contrast to Who Done It, because in Columbo, you know who done it as the audience member, because every episode of the series begins with a depiction of the crime being committed, including the perpetrator. So the question is not so much who did it, but rather how will Columbo nail them. In other words, how catch them. Okay, that's new to me. Slacks off. If one slacks off, one idles. I watched pretty much all of Columbo a few years ago for the first time. I'd never seen it, and it was absolutely great. I really, really enjoyed it. Peter Falk is just top-notch. Anyway, when repeated, something often said to be deep. Oh, deep doo-doo is a phrase you could say to refer to, sort of euphemistically being in big trouble. Friendly, respectful person. A good sort, yeah. Reduced demand for refrigerated trucking, in a way. Oh, if you ate local, I see. You reduce the demand for food to need to be shipped long distances. That makes sense. German-based supermarket with about 2,500 stores in the U.S. Aldi, yeah. Speaking of not eating local or using refrigerated trucking, yeah, they got plenty of those here in the UK as well. Harmless growth would be, I don't know. Extra large storage unit. Oh, a terabyte. So it's computer storage as opposed to physical storage. How one lives in the face of an inscrutable future I see day to day. Well, that's not very helpful. Anyway, rough digs, lean-tos, I guess, are sort of basic dwellings. A lean-to is kind of, sort of shack. Antibacterial product introduced in 1948. It is, in fact, dial soap, it looks like. And harmless growth. Oh, I see, a skin tag, a little kind of benign thing. All right, if you stole something, you took it. Brit's bog is a loo, the toilet. Shifty type is, I don't know, getting on. So getting on could be agreeing or it could mean aging. I assume it means getting on as in having pleasant interactions, but I don't know. Deal with the devil. Question mark. Not sure what that's about. Attention magnets say. Getting on. Shifty type. Oh, I think I know what this is. Sly boots. Yeah, which is a word I find very funny and refers to a kind of shifty or suspicious, possibly, person. Okay, so deal with the devil. Yeah, I still don't know what that one's about. Attention magnets say. With a B, it could be celeb, a celebrity. Does that help? Region of a plane bounded by region of a plane bounded by a circle in geometry. Not sure what that's about. Region of a plane bounded by a circle. How is that in itself not a circle? I guess it's not a circle. It's a disk. A circle would be the outline of a disk, and the disk would be the whole thing is actually it's a sort of filled shape. Okay. Whack as a plane would be as well, so that's why it's a region of a plane bounded by a circle. That's a very precise clue. Fair enough. Whack to the head in slang. Something shot? I'm not sure. Prognosticators shout. I called it. Right. Okay. So it's not, I was thinking this was going to be somebody predicting something, but in fact, it's somebody who has already predicted something and was proved correct, at which point they gloat. Center of a drupe. Right. A drupe is, stone fruit, for instance. It's got a pit, like a peach. Pioneering mathematician Lovelace, Ada Lovelace, sometimes referred to as the first computer programmer, was up. If one was up, one led. Yeah, you could be up in a score in a game, and you led the game. Whack to the head in slang. I don't know. Whack to the head in slang. I wonder if I'll recognize this when I see it. Getting on. Feels like I should be able to see that, but I don't. Occasion to brush up together. Some kind of date. Obviously. What? Brush up. Brush up like brush your hair, or brush with a paintbrush, or your teeth. I don't know why you do that. A silly date? I have no idea what this is. Scorpion's legs, e.g. an octet. They've got 8 of them. Oh, a study date. You're brushing up on your area of study. That's what it is. Getting on. Old something? I don't know. Deal with the devil. Tarot. Deal as in dealing a deck of cards. Tarot cards. Is that okay? Is that meant to be associated with the devil? I'm not really sure. Oh, getting on is elderly. Why did I put an O there? Oh, because getting on, getting older. Okay. But no, in this case, yeah, it was that direction, but a different word. Okay, so Abdul with the #1 albums, Forever Your Girl and Spellbound. Must be Paula Abdul. So Dope Slap. I do not recognize that phrase at all. Is that correct? It is. I mean, that was pretty much the toughest puzzle I can remember solving for at least, I don't know, a few weeks probably. I found that very difficult. Let me know how you fared with this one in the comments below or the Discord chat server, because I'm curious to know if that was unusually difficult for me or if others had a similar kind of reaction. Anyway, to abstain is to teetotal. So we basically had a little theme. We had a themed grid in the sense that, the grid itself, including the sort of ornamentation of the grid, was lightly related. The whole thing was exclusive. Because I did point out when I first brought it up, all of the black cells in the grid follow this T pattern. So it's a simple theme in that respect, but I would basically call this a lightly themed crossword, which is very unusual on Friday. And we even had one additional little clue about that. Ale is off limits if you teetotal. I remember once trying to figure out where the phrase teetotal comes from. It's such an odd phrase. I think, strangely enough, given it's not a very old phrase, all things considered, it's not, I don't think it's all that much more than 1 century old. I think it's under 2 centuries old. We don't really seem to have a clear and universally agreed upon etymology of it. There are some theories about where teetotal comes from, but none that seems to be certain and satisfactory. So anyway, means you don't drink. And there we have it. That was the Friday crossword. I found that pretty tricky. It was very satisfying to get to the point where I was actually rolling through the grid and finishing it all up. But boy, getting started, I found absolutely brutal. Do let me know how you fared with this one. And consider subscribing to the channel on YouTube if you've been enjoying these videos. I'll be back tomorrow for, I hope, for the Saturday crossword, which may be more difficult than this. I hope not too much more difficult than this, because, as I say, this was a challenge for me. So join me for that. But until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Friday. Take care.